guys, good morning. So I thought in today's video to start out, it might be fun for me to do a get ready with me. So if you guys don't know, I actually started uploading my videos like 3 years ago. But back then, I really wanted to be a makeup guru. I just thought that it would be fun for me to talk about my anxiety that has something to do with real estate, because this is a very like high pressure type of job. So a lot of the time, especially, you know, new realtor, that you're gonna come across with a lot of struggles that people probably like don't understand. For example, like the first very 6 months when I was doing rentals, I was really just struggling because I wasn't making enough money. So I did about 12 to 15 rentals in 4 months. That is a lot, but my split at the time was 55-45. So I basically, every rental, I make about 400 bucks. Like total, I think I only made about 5,000 in 4 months. Like tell me how you can survive with that kind of money. So I switched to another company. At the beginning, I was really struggling with money. Like I couldn't even afford eye contacts and gasoline in my car. That's how bad it was when I first started. I remember when I switched to Canon Realty, my broker at the time, actually during Spring Festival, so it's like a Chinese New Year, my broker gave everybody, it's like a red, like a bag, has cash in it, so it represents good luck. And I got mine, it has like $80 inside of the envelope, and I was literally like crying because I need that money so bad. I switched to Canon 2018 in January, and I barely make any money at the time because I transitioned into doing sales. I didn't get my first deal until April. So imagine how broke I was at the time. The beginning of 2018, I started doing sales. And I want to talk about anxiety that you are going to run into when you are doing sales, especially when you're new. The stress that I can relate the most is definitely when you're putting in an offer. First of all, you don't know how much you need to advise your client to offer, because you don't want your client to offer too high, then your client, your buyer is losing money. But then you don't want your buyer to offer too low. If it's a bidding war, then you don't make any commission with all the work that you've done. So a lot of the time what happens to me was I advise my client to put in an offer the best that they can. They don't regret losing the house, the best ability that they can. And then all night I have been waiting, because a lot of listing agents in a bidding war situation, they would present it within 24 to 48 hours, which means that you will probably be waiting for a day. So I sent the offer over by 6 p.m. and I'm not gonna hear back until maybe the next morning around 8 o'clock. So that night, don't expect you to get any sleep, because basically what you will do is you're just constantly checking your email, see if the listing agent replied. And that was just really stressful, and then at top of that, I used to have some Chinese buyers, and sometimes they will call you, like even with 11 p.m. they don't care. They will just call you and ask, hey, have you heard anything back about the offer? And you don't know what to do. You don't know what to tell them, because you're not going to know until 24 hours after. So that's kind of the stress that I'm talking about. And now that I don't really deal with buyers anymore, my stress is about seller signing the listing agreement, and then also the seller accepting an offer. Like oftentimes I'll find myself waiting, keep refreshing DocuSign over and over just to see if my client has changed their mind. Because sometimes they would tell you, oh yeah, that sounds a good offer, we're gonna sign it. And then they never do. Like, and that's the stress that I'm talking about. All right, what's the next step? So I'm going to keep blending. I've been doing the same look for months. I don't even know what this palette is. It's so old. I've been using this. I think I got it from Marshall's. And right now I'm just using this color right here. I've been using it a lot on my crease. And then you just do these little circular motions, because I want my eye to appear a lot bigger than it is. All right, so we're just gonna curl the lashes. It was just bad. And now I have had deals where the listing went wrong. The previous one that the seller listed with somebody else without letting me know. So every time now I sign a listing, at the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, is this seller gonna list with somebody else without letting me know? Is anybody can steal my listing before I put it on the MLS? And other than that, I have another deal where my seller are getting through a divorce, and they saw the neighbor sold their house with me. So they called me and she said, oh, we have to sell. And everything was fine. It went under contract. But then at the end of the day, she doesn't want to sell anymore. I knew it. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I knew this deal is too good to be true. I knew there's something could go wrong. And just like I said, it did. And her credit score was just really bad, so she couldn't really buy another house. She's actually lying, because now she's listed with another agent. I already know that. But I'm not really going to sue my seller. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that will go after and making an, you know, make something that's like, I just don't want the negativity to be surrounded by me. Like, I wanted to be positive. I wanted to keep pursuing, get more deals. Like, I'm not about suing this and hating on that person and having an angry phone call. That's just not me. So we're not gonna go with that route. Sometimes I feel like I have haters out there, people who are watching me to fail. That's how I feel sometimes, because I don't know why. Like, I just feel like people don't trust that YouTube or social media can actually be beneficial or be helpful with your business. People who doesn't like social media, they are against it. And the average realtor is, I'm telling you, like 40 years old, and they don't know anything about social media. They don't know how powerful it is. Oh, another thing I want to share with you guys. This might be the longest get ready with me ever. So one of my coworker in the office, he went to a closing with one of the agents that I refer him, and he actually saw somebody I used to work with, and then that person is the listing agent. So my coworker asked her, he said, hey, did you know Luna? And she said, yeah, I do. And then the agent said, I don't know how she's able to do the thing that she does. Like, she meant like cold calling and stuff. But kind of, you know, from what Kay was telling me, it's kind of, you know, like a way that she kind of looked down on me. Like, why, like, I cold call. And to be honest, guys, I feel like cold calling, you might get some backlashes or just like dirty looks from people overall. But if you're young, right, you have no sphere of influence, you don't know anybody, and you don't have money to pay for leads, like, how else are you gonna get business? You have to do cold calling. But anyways, I am going to stop right here. I'm gonna put lashes on, and I'll see you guys in the office. Well, once you have so many actors, you cannot pay too much attention on to get it sold. You're just like on to the next one. You're just like playing your luck. Hi Marty, my name is Luna. I'm looking at the house that you posted on Zillow for sale by owner. Could you give me a call when you get a chance? My phone number is 814. Alright guys, so I've been back to the office for about 30 minutes now, and I'm just calling some new for sale by owners. We really don't have a lot in my area, so I'm just going with like 30 to 40 minutes drive radius in the surrounding area. So me and Steve were just talking about how we really want to take FSBO. Like, we're trying to take FSBO 1 per week, but I don't know how realistic that will be, but we're gonna try. And the strategy that we're currently working with is just to get them on the phone and try to take the listing, entertain with it, not spending too much time thinking about like the pricing strategy, because FSBO, what we were looking at, most agents, they just kind of take it and they price it however that the seller wants to price, and if they do really have to sell, they will do a price drop. So we're not trying to overanalyze it, we're just trying to, you know, take the appointments first. But anyway, hi guys, welcome back. And I want to give you guys 5 ways to cope with the anxiety that you might come across with selling real estate. So the first one, I think it's just keep yourself busy. Never really, you know, take break on prospecting, because prospecting is the best way for you to get seller leads, for you to grow your business. So if you keep yourself busy, you're gonna get lucky and luckier. You're gonna get more lucky, so you won't really find yourself being like so worried up with like the deals that you are currently not selling, or keep thinking about what's gonna happen if you don't get the next paycheck. And the second way, I think, is just don't overthink it. A lot of time, if you don't get a text back from your seller, or if your seller didn't sign DocuSign, a lot of the time is because people are busy living their lives. If they have a 9 to 5, if they have 3 kids, a lot of time it's really hard for them to get back to someone, or even just respond to text message. They might saw your text and they forget to respond it. So don't overthink it, and don't, you know, get worked up over this. And the third way for me to cope with my anxiety, especially with real estate, is to talk about it with my family, or even just coworkers, and, you know, see if you can get any help, and then just really talk it out. Don't keep it inside of you. And fourthly is to always prepare for the worst. Let's say the reason I work so hard is sometimes I will constantly planning for the worst, because then I won't really get disappointed. If I keep thinking about all my planning is gonna fall through, I work 10 times harder to make it up for the failures that I had before. And except most the cases, it will end up working out. Like, my deal will be dead, come back alive, and then go dead, and then come back alive. That happens so often, but I will say my success rate with all the pending sales are usually like 85–90%. Only 10% of the time it actually fell through. And last but not least is really to create a habit and to have a healthy lifestyle. That's kind of something that I showed in my day in the live videos, that I always will, you know, go boxing and go to do weightlifting, because in my way, I feel like it's create these kind of habits. It really helped me balance out my mood. It makes me just overall, you know, a lot happier. It makes me feel like my life is like full of energy, and I really needed that to kind of balance out the anxiety that I have with my work and the stress that I have with selling real estate. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video, and take some note and, you know, use some of the tips that I give it to you in this video to put in your real estate career. So this is Luna over here. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!